What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy SeanyB, and today we're going to be going over the 7.3 Grim Omens Smite patch notes update. We're going to take a look at the skins, we're going to take a look at the buffs and nerfs, and then we're going to also look and see what additional information the devs left behind. And if you guys are interested, just stay tuned. Okay, let's take a look at the skins. So the first skin that we have is a Jinwei skin, Divine Right. Let's listen to the audio.
This world, it's doomed unless someone fights for it, and that someone is me.
I think that's a pretty cool skin. It looks similar to the Ao Kuang Admiral skin, like the white, like the blue suit. And let's go ahead and take a look at Radiant Archon Ra.
We have been watching, and you have all been judged as irredeemable. I bring the heavenly armies to purge this land.
I think almost all the skins in this update are pretty phenomenal. This Raw one looks super cool. It has a pretty cool voice pack, and I can't wait to try this one out in game. Up next, we have the Fallen Arbiter Chaac, and his voice line is not working, but this is also another skin that looks pretty cool. And then fourth, we have the Sacred Grounds Jeb.
He who has faith lacks nothing.
Which is a very cool skin. He's a castle Jeb. Up next is Skadi. And then, so to get these first four skins, it's from the Battle Pass. So I will be making a video on the Battle Pass and my thoughts on it, but so far the skins look phenomenal. Up next, or the fifth skin in this patch, is going to be the Bone Chiller Skadi.
They waste their lives in a futile struggle. Let us free them from such burdens.
Okay, and then after that we have the Medusa.
Be careful. You never know what monsters could be crawling in the dark.
I think the Skadi skin looks cool. It's not amazing, and I think the Medusa is probably a tier below that. Medusa is just one of those gods where it's kind of hard to make good skins for it feels like. A lot of her skins look not fantastic. Then after Medusa, we have Merlin, Demon's Bane Merlin. I love Merlin. He's a great god.
Vampires, trolls, come one, come all. What else do I have to lose?
Maybe it's just the card art that looks great, or maybe it's just the fact that any magic dealer, damage dealer with a cape is going to look cool. So after the Demon Bane's Merlin, we have the Primal Vengeance Nemesis.
My father always said, throw me to the wolves, and I'll come back leading the pack.
Nemesis has a lot of cool skins. This looks like it's going to be a really cool one. That sword looks pretty darn cool. And then I'm pretty excited about this next one, this Med-Tec Aphrodite. She looks amazing. And it does not look like her voice line is working on their website. She is pretty future tech looking. I imagine that the birds that she casts out with her 3 are going to be some kind of metal robot. And then the last skin we have is the Totem Caller Hou Yi.
There's still so much to learn from these creatures.
This skin looks pretty cool. I think it's a stance switcher skin, so it changes. He has 3 animals, it seems. A white tiger type deal, a fire dragon, and I don't even know, a blue rodent with wings and a tail. Skin looks pretty good. Out of all of these skins, I think this Radiant Archon Ra is probably my favorite, although the Med-Tec Aphrodite is up there. That's a great looking skin. So next we're going to be talking about the nerfs and buffs to each of the gods. Hello, so now we're going to review the buffs and nerfs to ItemsGods. So Mage's Blessing. Mage's Blessing at the top level was often being ignored in favor of more successful aggressive starts or early stacking item rushes. We want to ensure that building a blessing is at least a solid choice for its role, and an increase in magic power should do just that. So they are increasing the magic power from 20 to 30. and that's probably going to be the only one I'm going to read. I'm kind of just going to go over the changes from here on out. So Mage's Blessing is getting an increase of 10 power. Enchanted Ring, which is the tier 2 on that ring tree, is getting an increased cost from 11,000 to 1100 to 1300, and it is increasing its power from 40 to 55. So you're getting 15 more power for 200 more gold. That seems alright, but it is a bit of a nerf because it's costing you some more to get there. Then we have Devourer's Gauntlet, and that's getting an increase from the base physical lifesteal from 10% to 15%. So essentially this item is just getting 15% more lifesteal. Up next we have Aphrodite, and her kiss is getting a reduced cooldown from a scale of 16 to 12 seconds to 14 to 12 seconds. So early game is just going to be on cooldown more often. And they are reworking her lovebirds to where now it has an initial hit. So just like how Cuckoo, the dragon mage, had a rework and he got a sudden burst of play among casuals, ranked, and on the SPL level. This change to Aphrodite might make her a more viable mage, and you might start to see her more often in some of your games. Cerberus is getting an increase HP per level. So each time he leveled up, he was originally getting an additional 86 HP to his health pool. And they're increasing that 86 to 95. So now every time he levels up, he's going to be getting 95 health points added to his health pool. Up next, we have Guan Yu. And they just removed the camera lock when using the angle for his dash. Merlin is actually getting a nerf, one of the few nerfs in this patch. So his 2 in the fire stance is getting a decrease in magical power scaling from 25% to 20%. That shouldn't really matter too much early or mid game, but late game you might start to notice that. And he is also getting his ult, the Elemental Mastery, decreased magical power scaling damage from 20% to 15%. So 2 nerfs on Merlin, 2 small nerfs. You can still use Void and Ice and still do the same amount of damage. So Nuwa is getting an interesting buff. Her base movement speed for the clay soldiers is going to increase from 365 to now it is scalable. So as you level them up and you get more clay soldiers, it's also going to increase the movement speed of those clay soldiers. And it's also going to decrease the cooldown of this ability from 18 seconds to 16 seconds. I like Nuwa. She's a pretty interesting god. Her kit's really unique compared to all the other gods. She's hard to play, so hopefully this change will allow her to see a little bit more playtime. Olorun is getting a few buffs. So his Touch of Faith. Now Olorun's critical hits are getting increased to 60% on a crit, whereas originally 50% on a crit. Then we have Focused Light getting an increase in damage on a scale from 100 to 280. Now it's on a scale of 110 to 290. So all levels across the board are getting 10 more damage. And then on his Consecration, he's getting an increased slow from 20% to 30%. Persephone is also receiving some changes. So on her 2 ability, in general, decrease the pre-fire time on this ability from 0.2 seconds to 1 second. And they are also decreased the minimum distance between harvest placements from 5 units to 2.5 units. So you're going to be able to place them faster and place them closer together. And then whenever it's in its sprout, so whenever it's like the level 2 bomb, it's going to decrease time the based harvest plant takes to evolve into a sprout from 4 seconds to 2.5 seconds. So that's actually a pretty big change. It's going to allow her to have those like mines in lane a lot faster after she plants them. And then her flower, decreased time the base harvest plant takes to evolve into a flower from 24 seconds to 16 seconds. So that's 8 seconds that's being taken off there. Decreased chase time from 3 seconds to 2.2 seconds, and an increased movement speed from 440 to 600. So all around her too is getting buffs across all stages of the plants or seeds evolution. Persephone's a really good god. She's one of the gods that I can't quite seem to figure out, but on the SPL level she is highly contested. So her Grasp of Death is also getting a change. It's going to decrease the speed at which a tether will reach to grab you by 50%, and it'll also decrease attack speed penalty from 20 scaling to 30 to 15% at all ranks. So next up is Sobek, and he is getting a buff very similar to Cerberus. He's getting an increase on the amount of health P he gains each level. His was also 86 per level, now it's being scaled to 95. So late game will just have more health. And then he's getting increased healing on his 3 on a scale from 20 to 60 to 30 to 70, so plus 10 across all ranks. Then Soul is getting a few changes in her kit, not just the scaling, but also kind of some of the mechanics of her kit. So Soul loses heat less fast once heat starts in its decay. So now you'll have heat at a higher rate. It'll decrease the decay by 25%. Her Radiance, the damage from this ability no longer causes minion hit reactions. So sometimes as Soul, whenever you would cast this ability, minions would walk into it and then like be staggered and take a step back to step out of it. So they like almost miss a tick of damage. On Soul's ult, Supernova, the time between shots is increased or decreased from 0.24 to 0.18, and it increased the heat gain from firing this ability from 10 to 40. So 40% of your heat is just going to be maxed out whenever you use your ult. Then Xing Tian is getting some nerfs because he's seeing a lot of play. So they decreased the duration of the root on a scale of 1 to 2 seconds to a scale of 1 to 0.4 seconds. And then Sky Cutting Axe, his dash or his leap, is getting decreased damage on a scale of 65 to 145 to a scale of 60 to 140. So they're just getting a small nerf on his damage there. It's just 5 damage points. And then that is all the changes that they are making for March 24th. So next we're going to just see what the developers posted, what other things the developers posted on this patch. Okay, let's see what else the developers included in this patch. So the update release schedule, a lot of these skins are coming out today, Tuesday, March 24th, with the Med-Tec Aphrodite coming out on April 7th, plus more details coming soon. And then the big thing that's coming out with this patch or the event is the Grim Omens. And the way this is going to work is there's going to be, let's say, 6 rewards. Some of them are skins, some of them are like jump stamps. You can spend 400 gems to get a random unlock in that pool of rewards. And as they come out, there's going to be a 20% discount on each roll, bringing the price down to 320 gems per roll. Up next, they have the Project Olympus, and they're basically just streaming. No real changes here. And then with the bug fixes, the big one is they fixed an issue where speed buff on certain maps would only display the bonus as 15%, which is not true. There's a few other changes in here, none of which were super important or super eye-catching. So next we're going to scroll down to Ranked. And with this newest update, it's going to start the second split this season in Ranked. And the way the resets are going to work are for players below 37% variance. The reset will be to 37% variance, and it was previously 53%. And that brings us to the changes that happened earlier this month. So if you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed looking at the new skins, or did not realize which gods were getting buffs and nerfs, be sure to leave this video a like and subscribe for more Smite info and more updates coming your way. Alright, I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.